You have your mission, X-Men. Godspeed.
The X-Men have to deal with some rather huge world-shattering events during the course of X-Men Legends, whether it's fighting with Magneto and the Brotherhood of Mutants or destroying the Sentinels. The safety and security of the whole world seems to be resting on their shoulders. However, they do have their own personal lives, and on occasion, have their own problems to deal with.
I know it was you, Alex. What have you gotten yourself into?
Cyclops, the leader of the X-Men, receives a message from his brother, Havoc, asking to meet him at a secret location. After running it by Professor Xavier, he heads off alone to find out what's so important. After fighting a bunch of robots, you finally run into Havoc, who has a surprise for you.
We got word they were running a secret facility here. Something to do with mutants.
We?
Yeah, I joined the Brotherhood.
Cyclops, understandably, isn't very happy about this, and harsh words soon turn into violent outbursts, though things don't quite go the way they think it will.
Mom and Dad were human. Were they animals? And what would they think of you joining the Brotherhood?
Mom and Dad weren't even in our lives, Scott. They dropped the ball, just like you.
Go to hell, Alex!
You first, big brother! What gives? You should be out cold!
And you should have been knocked into the next province. Our powers are nullified because we're brothers. Remember, bonehead?
Fine by me. I don't need plasma to take you down a notch.
Every boss encounter in this game is rather grandiose in nature, but this encounter is designed from the ground up to tone down the scale and up the personal drama. For starters, there's the immunity to the powers, which on paper doesn't sound very appealing, as the ability to assume the powers of the X-Men is arguably the main selling point of the entire game. However, while these fantastical powers can be fun, there's often a sense of disconnection that comes with using them. I rarely get a sense of emotion or character from them. They're impressive, but rather sterile. I've often felt this way about magical type abilities, especially in films. Try as the actors might, throwing spells about feels sort of weightless and lacks drama outside of the story, which is actually why one of my favourite moments from the Harry Potter films is when Voldemort puts his wand away and just kicks the crap out of Harry the old-fashioned way. This isn't to say that magical type powers can't be impactful, but it helps to emphasise the physical cost of the encounter. The wizard fight in Lord of the Rings is a great example of this. It feels brutal and at times disturbing. But I'm starting to get off track. Having this encounter do away with the powers and revolve around good old-fashioned fisticuffs helps to sell the personal nature of the fight. Also helping is the removal of the group dynamic, a core feature of the whole game. This fight is purely between Cyclops and Havoc. It's personal and emotional. We're watching two brothers with backgrounds tightly woven into each other let go of their inhibitions and just beat the crap out of each other. If you were throwing optic blasts at them with the rest of your team, it wouldn't be much different from the rest of the game. It has more of a barroom brawl feel to it, as you punch each other and toss objects about. The fight doesn't last long, as Wolverine soon comes in to break it up, and forces them to work together, but you can still sense the tension bubbling away underneath the surface. Removing a bunch of abilities from the player's toolbelt is a fairly common trope in games, but usually comes with a fair share of frustration and feelings of powerlessness, so it's impressive to see a game pull it off, while still making it oddly satisfying and cathartic. It's hardly a level of epic proportions, and from a story standpoint you would understand if this was cut, as it doesn't have a great deal to do with the main plot, though I'm really glad it remained. Saving the world and getting into epic battles is all fine, but when everything is epic, nothing is. It's strangely telling that the most memorable sequence in the whole game is one where the powers are removed and you get into the equivalent of a bar brawl.